Chaps and chapettes, welcome back to the next episode of A Road to Glory. We're currently 5-0, you know, we're looking good, and we'll just see how it goes, you know, we'll see how it goes from here type thing. We've got Cristiano Ronaldo looking at us, representing, of course, the pay to win that's in this game is filthy at times. Anyway, squad fitness, we've got to be piling it on. It's the kind of, you know, EA draining your coins, basically, piece by piece. Yeah, significantly after a long time, I tell you now, and look at that. We're talking about pay to win, and then that team comes up. Ironic to say the least. We're just trying to prepare ourselves, really, to try and not get absolutely smacked. At this point, it's like, what is the score going to be? It's not a case of whether we're going to win. That's not really going through my headspace. Although, you know, the record's decent. We've overcome decent teams before. We get a goal, making it 1-0. At this point, everyone in the crowd's, you know, they're wondering what the hell is going on. Then set back down to reality. Harry Kane tucking it away. Maradona slotting in Kante. Apparently he's so good at defending that the ball just magnetizes to his feet every time he's near it, you know. It's disgusting. It really is disgusting at times to pay to win. Although one could argue I've got a bad team. I've got a bad team. And if I was playing Foot Champs every single week from the start, I'd have a better team. But the team we're coming up against here, there's no way he hasn't got his debit card out or credit card at one point in time. Nonetheless, we go to 2-2. Gabriel Jesus, my. Tucking it away. It's looking good. It's looking very good. And, you know, anything can happen at this point. Gabriel Jesus gives it through for Musa 3-2 in the 76th minute. At this point, it's just a boss job. Oh, wait, he just quits. So, he's got arguably, like, the best team on the game. And he quits with 14 minutes left against, like, a shocking team. I don't know where the logic in that is. I really don't know. I'm struggling to find it. Nonetheless, we get into the next game. I think we're 6-0 here. We concede first. And it's the thing is, my mindset when I concede first is really bad in general, to be honest. I don't know. It's really hard for me to get back. Apart from when I'm unbeaten in this sort of case, I feel like. I usually do have a right mindset when I've got something to really fight for, you know. So we go 2-2. We went down twice. And then, finally, we take the lead. A beautiful ball through for Martial. You know, it's inventive play in around the box. We're picking out players. Lovely fake shot here. Sending Valencia to the ground. If that was in real life, there'd be memes for the next week at least. Valencia just getting floored. Pretty shocking stuff. But he gets a goal back. That's not good. We're 2 goals up. We're not going to let this slip, are we? Wow. We seriously let that slide. 4-2. Now 4-4. Martial, though, cuts inside. Ball across. I was playing some filthy FIFA, to be fair. Like, defensively, not the best. Not the best, I'll be honest. I should be doing better than that. But 5-4 the final score. I think that does bring us to 7-0, which is decent. I'll take that. 7-0, you know. Anything can happen at this point, but here's the thing that I want to stress. I was playing, and I won't do this next week as well, but I was playing on my main account as well as this. And this lad has Team of the Year. I mean, come on, like, you just can't get a break. You just can't get a break. Team of the Year Messi, as well as Ronaldo and informed Bale. I mean, come on, man. But I was playing on my Road to Glory as kind of like a secondary thing because I was actually doing really well at one point on my main account until I kind of just choked. I don't know, a mixture of choke and luck and also pay to win teams. You know, it's a rough one. And it just goes back to the fact that I think in FIFA 19 I'm going to have to, you know, start the Road to Glory nice and early and just fully grind it out from the start because we would have a sick team by now. This guy just wasn't a good player. It was very frustrating. We just defensively were poor. I don't know what it was. It was almost like the mindset because we knew that he had this sick team. We weren't playing as well, almost. Like, he really just wasn't that good. An AIDS goal there, to be honest, just falls right for him as well. We up the pressure. We're looking to get a goal with 3-2 down. And, you know, we've let the lead slide. At this point, I'm honestly thinking, like, it's game over. It's game over because, you know, the team's banging and we haven't really got much of a chance, but we're just trying to go all-out aggressive off the kickoff. And although the kickoff issue has been addressed, I think we just attacked in a very aggressive, fast-paced manner. which you'd associate more with a 4-1-2-1-2, really. Get the goal back. At this point, we're just trying to sort of... We're in panic stations. We're just trying to figure out what the hell do we do from here, you know? We get it through. Sane, 4-3 in extra time. We take the lead. This lad, though, once again, Ronaldo gets a deflection. Just give us a bit of luck. And then we tackle him. It falls to Ronaldo. This, it just triggers me. It triggers me so bad. And then it just falls for Messi to lose the game. And look at this. For 2 goals that he scores, deflected, massive deflection off of my defender to go in. And then the other goal... It's just, yeah, it is what it is. So we get into the next game, 7-1. Mindset a little bit off. Rojo, for some reason, doesn't make the challenge there. I was trying to lunge my leg. And that's the thing. I think FIFA, ultimately FUT Champions, is just so much about mindset. And I just lost my head. And it happens every single time. And one of the main reasons as well is because I'm playing basically 80 games. Or attempting to play 80 games. I never actually finish on 2 accounts. But... I think now my path is going to be more clicks. I'm going to be focusing more on the Road to Glory, solely on the Road to Glory. So, yeah, I was just trying to play too many games. Micromanaging, you might say. It all just kind of went down the pan on at this stage anyway. So, we come up against this team. Looking pretty decent. Willian gives it to Gabriel Jesus. Lovely ball across for Musa. But one of the biggest things is that I found this weekend... is that when you get like a streak of playing bad games, I don't know whether any of you can sort of relate to this, but look at that now, that has to be... Every time I try and like say something, some epic thing happens. That was the filthiest goal I think I've ever scored. Slide tackling it into the net basically, but... I've lost my train of thought. Where was it? Oh yeah. So whenever I start losing, I think I lost a couple of games on my Road to Glory. I lost a couple of games in the morning on my Road to Glory, because I didn't play any games on Saturday, which was kind of stupid. The weekend league was extended by a bit, and I don't know, I just didn't play. And when you lose games, you lose confidence in your game. You lose confidence. It's like, how do I attack? You start questioning, how do I attack? How do I defend? When you had it like down to a T before, it was so good before. And then you almost have to like relearn the game all over again and get a feel for it again. It's a really annoying process, and I think it comes from playing too much FUT Champions, to be honest, but we get a decent win. And a lot of these, I mean, every single team, a lot of the pros were saying that this weekend especially, in terms of who we're getting matched up against, because they weren't able to sort of cherry pick or whatever, they were basically, even the best players having to match up against the best players instead of matching up against like Gold 1 players. So, it would be incredibly difficult to qualify. I think there was never really a chance. Even if I was good enough at the game, I feel like with the teams that I have, it would just be so difficult because you're matching a lot. I think Gorilla said he matched up against DH Tex, the lad that won the tournament twice. Although Gorilla did win both the games, but matching up against him twice, it shows just how difficult it is because you can't pick the home games. Because the previous sort of arrangement was that the pros would all pick kind of like home games, and then you can't match up against other pros because they're going to be away. But seeing as they've taken the sort of home away thing out, you have to use the same stadium, and then you can't see the kits either. There's literally no way of sort of cherry picking to an extent your opponents, so it makes it more difficult, and it's a rough and tough grind, as if it wasn't enough already. Team of the year, Ronaldo in his team. Absolutely mad teams are coming up against here. We get a chance early doors. Can't quite convert. He's trying to do something with it here. I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to keep possession, ultimately. He gives it straight to Willian. Bang. Gabriel Jesus. Pinged it across, tucks it away. Martial now. Bangs it across. Musa. What a finish. Putting us 2-0 in the lead. Just think, if I had this guy's team... It is actually disgusting to think if I had this guy's team what I could do, the damage I could do on FUT Champions. Because if I was able to grind out Gfinity tournaments with like a sick team as well, I don't even know. I reckon I could be top 100, I feel like, with a sick team like that. But you just never know. You never know, really, because I've never had a team like that. So it is what it is. We go 1-0 down in this game, 2-0 down. The mindset, I think I was tired as well on this day. We're 2-1. I mean, all the excuses being whipped out, but ultimately, you know, there's people like #Harry that can grind out 80 games. But the thing is that not only is this one of the most difficult weekends and it's late on in the game, but grinding out 80 games on 2 separate accounts, basically, which is what I was attempting to do, with the teams that I have compared to the teams that the pros have, I feel like it's just not possible because you're having to use up that much more energy for each game, whereas the pros can make people rage quit. So the amount of time they save and stress, and it reaches a point where you've seen it all. The stress gets to you, and it goes down the pan to an extent. And this is exactly what happens here. We actually sell, I think, our 2 CDMs, and then get 2 CDMs with decent passing stats, and even put an artist chem style on Renato Sanchez, lower the passing range to do like short passes. I don't even know what's going on at this point. I was trying to do like passing sort of tiki-taka, LBA passing, shambolic stuff. Honestly, what is going on? But we get the ball through for Musa here. You know, it's a decent bit of passing play. Off his free kick. How have I not spotted that? And actually, to be fair, the simple answer is it's just the amount of games I was playing. It's just simply the amount of games I was playing. And you lose your focus. Like, when I was playing Gfinity tournaments and, like, playing the games, you put your 100% focus into the games. You're fully concentrating on the game. And, yeah, it got to the point where we got so salty and tired of the game, we just basically backed out of that game after conceding a penalty. We have a squad battles rewards. I think we got gold, either gold 2 or gold 3, because we didn't actually finish the games. I don't think we got, like, half the games finished, to be quite honest with you. I literally only did it to just get a little bit of extra coins, just in case we needed it or whatever. We get the Spanish troll goalkeeper. I literally thought that was going to be De Gea. And then it hits us with Jose Reina. I mean, shambolic stuff to say the least. We get a little bit of coins. We'll take it. We'll take it at this point. We're looking for a little bit of coinage. You know, 1,000 coins added bonus. EA just giving us that little bit. That little bit. I wish I could pack someone decent this weekend. My. I'm actually kind of hyped. Like, I'm fully going to sweat out FUT Champions. But if there's something to take away your hype, it's the fact that Olivier Giroud obviously gone to Chelsea. We stare down the face of this former Arsenal lad and we say, see you, mate. Had to be done. Quick sell. The rest of the lads are out of there as well. I don't know, man. I just really hate to see Giroud go. Brings a tear to the eye type stuff. Nah. I don't know. I just thought he was a sick player. Arsenal never really didn't really fit in the squad, I guess, because he is ahead of Lacazette for the French team, which is always a really interesting one. But it's what it is. He's gone to Chelsea, and Chelsea are taking L's right now. Nonetheless, we go into a team of the week game or whatever. Van Dijk coming in hot. This is when we switch to the 5-2-1-2. Now, I was using this on, well, 5-2-2-1, but we switched it to the 5-2-1-2 in-game. I was using this on my main account a little bit, but towards the end when we're kind of running out of ideas. And to be fair, I don't know whether to make a video about it because it actually works quite well. It's basically, it's got the attacking triangle of the 4-1-2-1-2, you know, the cam and the 2 strikers. And the added width, you can stretch out your opponent and find a lot of space with the left wing back and the right wing back overlapping, as you can see it. Danny Rose pings it across. Lovely little finish by Musa. And the amount of space that you can get out wide. You can imagine if you have good left wing back or good right wing back just attacking forward a lot of the time, you're going to create a lot of chances. But the problem is that when you're crossing it in, I feel like it's very much sort of based around crossing it in. Whether you have your centre mids on stay back or attacking or not, I feel like they come forward quite a lot. It means that because you've got less in the sort of middle of the pitch, up against like a 4-1-2-1-2 with the extra midfielder, or whatever formation it might be with a sort of more in-depth midfield, you might say, you're going to get hit on the counter-attack, and I feel like just through the middle there isn't enough, perhaps, but it's a decent formation. It's a pretty decent formation. I just feel like you have to play a reasonably patient and very different style of play to how I would usually play, to be honest. But it was working. It was working. I mean, 3-1 up at this rate, now 4-1 up. It can counter better teams, just like the 4-2-3-1, because you can control the game. And I remember Gorilla against TAS. I think TAS actually used in the EA tournament a 5-2-1-2. Gorilla had to change to that, but then he switched to the 4-1-2-1-2, which is classic formation that Gorilla uses. And then he was able to win in the end. But it just shows that, because I think TAS did beat Gorilla in the first game with a 5 at the back. It's a bit of an awkward formation to deal with, to be honest. So we get a goal. Look at that, absolute filth. William, my guy. And then we can see this. This game was actually so delayed as well. But we get a tackle and it somehow still went in for the first goal. Second goal here is, this guy just wasn't any good either. It was so delayed. I can't stress this enough, but the second goal literally just passes to his guy. We get a nice build-up goal here. Lovely chance there. Keeper saves it, gets it away. We're passing the ball around. Lozano clearly, I don't know, is that a foul? I don't even know. And then he bangs it somehow. Martial misses that. We lose. 15 matches, 20 games remaining with 5 L's at this point, which is a shocking record, to be honest with you. It's not what we're looking for at all. So it ended up kind of going down the pan. We switched around with the tactics. We're not really sure what to do at this point. And then we ended up with a terrible record. And it was late at night as well. And I just had to call it there. So that is the end of this FUT Champions run for the weekend. Only reason being, like I say, I can't stress this enough, the only reason being why we didn't do so well is because we were playing on 2 accounts. So we're going to play literally just on the road to glory in this upcoming weekend league. Make sure you subscribe for that. And we'll see you on the next one. My mind.